Thank you for checking out crypto.chartguys.com, the source for technical analysis in the cryptocurrency world. We are proud to announce our own crypto alert system designed to give you the most critical technical trading information possible no matter where you are. Keep your eyes on the market with mobile or email alerts for MACD crosses, RSI levels, and even inside bar alerts for dozens of coins across multiple exchanges. New features and proprietary ChartGuys indicators are already in development. Our alert system is very easy to customize and utilize, so don't hesitate to sign up for the most effective crypto trading tool on the market at crypto.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, just doing a quickie check-in here on the big three, as not a whole lot's gone on, and yesterday's video went over pretty well where we were in our standpoint and game plan, and things are pretty much going as anticipated in terms of the bounce hitting a top. I was looking for the exponential resistance as a potential rejection point. Was saying last night that it would be ideal if the bulls could form an inside bar today. That would be best case scenario for the bulls. Obviously that's not the case. I am still looking for a higher low here comparative to the dump low. That's an equilibrium pattern. Equilibriums occur after breakouts or breakdowns. So we broke down, we have the high of the bounce, we're looking for a higher low and a lower high on this daily chart to continue tightening in this pattern. This morning I said we're looking for a potential of an hourly oversold dump to indicate a good entry point and give ourselves the chance that that daily higher low has formed. Now at this point, we're not confident in that. We saw a bounce attempt. It was weak. We're following through and back down near the lows. So the hourly RSI on Bitcoin is right here at oversold again. And that alert is going to fire off here just a minute if it continues like this. So hourly oversold, we're looking for a climax and a shift. So the difference in this bounce, if we flush down again looking for another bounce, is to break the lower high pattern on the hourly. We saw an initial bounce attempt, and then another bounce attempt was a lower high. It's very clear that the bears have remained in control on these bounce attempts. I played Ethereum on the bounce as usual, and the strategy, again, was to start scaling in when the 5 and the 15-minute RSI are oversold, leave enough cash that if things get really serious on the dump, we can continue to add for the bounce that we know is going to be coming eventually. And also the RSI on the hourly being oversold was another reason to be comfortable. When the hourly, 15-minute, and 5-minute are all oversold, it's much more easy to be comfortable than if that is not the case. So what ended up playing out was scaling into Ethereum, and then just to look at that short-term chart real quick, scaling into Ethereum and scaling out, this was the bounce that I played, scaled in, had an average of 981, and I scaled out initially some at 991, some at 1004, and ended up almost nailing the top there. And then the last 1/3 of my position, I exited down here at about break even for that position. Once I realized, okay, we're not going to see continuation. The bears are still in control. And so that allowed me small profit. But what it allowed me to do while I was scaling out like that is lock in some profit, give myself more wiggle room. It gives me more cash to play if we continue to drop down. But it also lowers my cost basis so that I can give a little bit of wiggle room on my coins remaining for the potential that it is the low. So if we dump down here again, I'm going to make the same play. I'm going to scale in once the 5, 15-minute, and hourly are all oversold. I'm going to sell a little bit on the bounce to give me wiggle room, and then I'm going to try and hold some of that position in case that hourly or that daily chart does give us that higher low that we are anticipating. So just to go over the supports right now as Bitcoin is breaking down. It's 10,000 psychological and then 9,763, which was that initial higher low where we were making our entry for the bounce to really get serious. So at this point, a couple support levels on Bitcoin. We are anticipating a higher low to form compared to 9,000. So that would be a stop level if you're looking to enter, a position to hold for a couple days. If we drop down into the upper to mid 9,000, 9,000 even would be your stop level. So Ethereum, just to update the levels here as well, we're breaking down to lower lows. Hourly RSI about to send off the alert for oversold conditions, and we're looking down at support here of 900 psychological and then 841. Same spot on the hourly chart where we established support on the breakout on the way up. And Litecoin, just to get those same levels as well. Hourly chart heading to lower lows. RSI oversold. Support is down at 150 psychological, and actually it's 154.86 is the next clear level. So no clear psychological, you could call 160 psychological support, but the psychological supports for ETH and BTC are more clear than they are for LTC. So at this point, again, I'm not rushing to make any entries here. 15-minute RSI is not oversold, so I'm not comfortable scaling in just yet. And if that means I miss the bottom, then I'll look for a break of the hourly lower highs. Hourly higher low and higher high would indicate that we have the potential of turning things around. And we saw some of that last night. Again, a lack of follow through. We have to protect all of these positions. Ever since we exited at the top, as soon as the 15-minute higher low pattern was lost, I exited my Ethereum position 2 days ago. Ever since that happened, it's been all bears, and we have to be more cautious because we are in a downtrend rather than an uptrend on all these time frames. At one point when this bounce was its strongest, we had uptrends on the 5, 15-minute, hourly, and 4-hour chart. It's now back to being the exact opposite. Every single time frame besides the weekly chart is bearish in the cryptocurrency space right now for these big three, which means be more cautious, trade less if you're only trading bullish, scale into positions, leave cash on the side, and take some profit initially. Don't go for the home run. Take some profit and give yourself some more wiggle room. You can always add to it or subtract from your position at any point, but rather than holding a full position and hoping this is the real bounce, if you take a little bit of profit, it doesn't matter if it's the real bounce. You have some maneuverability to continue shifting around. So that's where we stand heading into tomorrow, scouting for this daily higher low, and we would have to see a drop of over 10% tonight to break down to lower lows. It's possible. We do have increased bear volume. I don't think it's going to happen unless we see some fresh bearish FUD news to take the price that low that quickly. And again, if that were to happen overnight tonight, the hourly RSI would be down in the teens. And that's just estimation. I can see that the time is the biggest factor on the RSI. You know, I could say if we drop down to 9,000, RSI is going to be in the teens, but if it takes 2 days to drop down to 9,000, the RSI is going to be nowhere near the same level. So timing is a very important factor when estimating RSI levels if looking for key areas to begin to scale in. And there doesn't exist a tool to do that right now, as far as I know, of estimating RSI levels, but going to potentially be working on something along those lines as if we needed another project. But it's definitely useful information to have, to know when to start scouting an entry or how long we have to go until we get oversold. But again, as of right now, hourly RSI is back to oversold. Every time frame oversold an hour and below is when I start scaling in. I appreciate you watching. Have a little bit more in-depth tomorrow, but in a rush. So always remember to do good things, and we'll see you soon.